Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri, and is the world's first single barrel only liquor store. This business is owned and operated by Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution list. That way you'll know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and what barrel picks they have in the works. We are also sponsored by The Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for yourself, a customized gift, or logo items for your business or event, The Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. Use the number 2 when you type out The Bar to Go. Did you know Neely Family Distillery now ships its popular distilled spirits directly to you? To order, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink! Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss a 2015 discovery by an Arizona couple renovating their kitchen that found over $51,000 in a 1960 bottle of James E. Pepper bourbon and a map to a treasure hunt inside a safe in a wall while doing some kitchen renovations. My name is McNew. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Kathy Kuhl, Lenny Eckstein, and Tim Swyatt.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, guys.
What's happening?
I feel like the intro was so good there, we don't even need to do the show. So just, where can people find you guys?
I nailed that one. My God.
Yeah, that was
Took the landing, McNew. You did well.
A lot of information there, McNew. I kind of got it. So I guess we're glad it's the first show of the evening. So
I feel
it
like
is show number 1, though. So
yeah.
I always say, like, I'm going to move to Arizona. I missed out on this great house. They already found it.
You could have, this could have all been yours. It could have all been yours.
Paid for itself.
Yeah, that would have been great. But what are you going to do? All right, well, we'll talk about that and what all that means. And again, it's an old story. I don't know why it popped up in my feed. I guess I just like bourbon stuff, and I saw this story, and I was like, and again, it's from a long time ago, 8 years ago now or something. But it's just interesting. We'll talk about what would happen if we stumbled upon something like that, and in our lives. Now, I don't really have that opportunity. I haven't lived in a new house unless one of the workers put a bunch of cash and stuff in my walls, and I'm renovating one day, but that's unlikely. So there's probably stuff in there. I mean, if I worked at like home construction, I'd always throw something in the wall that at least in my name or something,
I would put like plastic skeletons in the drywall.
Plastic skeletons, sure. You got to have those. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So we'll get to all that after the break. For right now, Kathy Kuhl said there's something she want to talk about. What is that, Kathy Kuhl?
So this is coming out Monday, July 3rd.
Yes.
The fireworks have probably already driven me crazy for quite some time.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's an everyday event now, but it really ratchets up this time of the year.
And I've got a long weekend. My dogs can't stand it. And one of them will spend the entire time barking. Barking. Like just telling people to shut up.
Right.
Shut up. I need to know where I can go. Like, does anybody know of like some roadside motel out in the middle of nowhere where I can take my dogs?
So I would recommend not the middle of nowhere, because it is the middle of nowhere people that really love us some fireworks. We have nothing better to do in the middle of nowhere.
Like I'm in the city these days too. It's weird. I don't know where you go anymore. Yeah, I don't. It's
maybe not in the middle of nowhere.
No, I mean, I had a place in the middle of nowhere.
One little trailer out there that spent like a month worth of their salary on fireworks for a weekend. You don't want to go to the middle of nowhere.
Okay.
Any suggestions on where I go?
I wonder if I'm trying to like look up what they're called, but like for lack of better awareness, they're like dark sky zones or something. Like
yeah, they do have their areas where they say no lights, I know what you're talking about.
Like Sedona, Arizona, I know is one. I think Utah's got a few. Hawaii, but that's a little bit of a drive.
Yeah, it's a long
I
flight.
wonder if there's like a dark sky zone near you.
Yeah.
Dark sky zone.
What about Buena Vista, Lenny?
No,
Because
well, so
Buena Vista doesn't allow sandwiches in their town. So
only well-conceived sandwiches.
People are pissed off
Yes.
about the sandwich thing, Lenny. I hate to tell you this, but they are not happy.
Divisive subject matters. Man.
Yes.
They'll thank me eventually it'll come. It'll click. Like,
Oddly, I've never had one person take your side on this one. Usually, especially if they can get at me, they love being against me. But no, everyone's pissed off at you. So yeah, there you go. No.
whatever. But at the fireworks in Buena Vista, sometimes they get canceled because it's so dry and it's such an obvious
there you
fire.
go to a fire zone.
Yeah,
Go to a high fire area.
Sounds like
Yeah, go somewhere.
It doesn't stop the stupid.
Right.
Right.
But,
You know.
that the police will actually come out on if you're living in any sort of community. If someone's when they say, "Hey, don't," it's too dry.
So maybe you go to Canada or Mexico because they don't celebrate this holiday.
Oh, I bet you the Canadians
I
jump
think
in. I bet you they jump in.
I bet they do, but
Yes.
Just because of the fun. Yeah.
Also,
Canadians love taking everything from us, so it's good.
half of Canada is on fire, so they're probably not allowed to light
yeah,
fireworks.
they're probably not doing fireworks.
yeah,
You gotta
that
fight
might
the
help.
fire
That could
fires,
help.
The
That could help.
wildfires.
Kathy, we are the cave state. What about then there's some that do like Airbnb things. What about staying in a cave because it's underground? I assume you can't hear it if you're underground. That might be kind of cool. It might be kind of a fun experience anyway. And
Airbnb.
yeah, I bet you
Okay.
there was one and just like in Peevely or something, not even too far away.
Or you could charter a submarine.
Good charter a submarine. Yes.
God.
I hear that's a thing.
You.
Uh-huh.
Or a
We
rocket
want
ship.
Kay to come
Aren't you
back.
selling a
We
rocket
want
ship,
her on
McNew?
a submarine. We like her.
Aren't you selling tickets out of your rocket ship, McNew?
I
That you're
am.
developing? Yeah.
Nobody's Venmo'd me for them yet. I
I'm
was
okay.
so hustling today. Nobody wants them.
Okay. All right. Fair
Does
enough.
the cost include shipping?
Sure.
Sure.
I will bring it to you. I will deliver it for free if you Venmo me $250,000 right now.
Okay.
I will bring it. Shipping is free.
Tim, what about you? You got any ideas? Any?
None. I enjoy my house and my fireworks. So I'm a no dog house. Unfortunately, well, I usually get in the dog house every now and then, but that's
Yeah.
a different topic for another day. But I like the cave idea because you might as well go underground. It'd probably be muffled, but then at least the dog's bark would be amplified, and the dog could have fun in itself, just barking and
Oh.
talking to himself or herself.
You won't hear anything down there. It'll be good.
Or
Yeah.
Be
what
good.
if you stay home and give your dog the doggy CBD gummies and you take a bunch of edibles and just take naps? You can just stay. It's cheaper.
It's just cheaper then.
Get really
Those
hot.
really don't work on my dog.
Get really high. She's
Really
taking a
high.
note.
Yes.
She's taking a
I have notes. Dark
Yeah.
sky zone, cave Airbnb, get really high.
get really high. So
Check,
high
check.
that you don't even care if the dog's barking. You just
I
just
did-
be out of it.
Exactly. It won't even matter.
Yeah.
I did find one in Missouri. It's the DuPont Reservation Conservation Area.
Okay.
I don't know where that is, but apparently, dark sky zone.
Yeah.
Maybe that's where you go with your dog.
Okay.
He's
Probably
getting
have bonfires there
Take
anyways.
Edibles.
Yeah. Edibles. Get her some edibles too.
Next thing you're running around with your clothes off with the dogs, and the dogs are corralling you.
Yeah.
So you're like, what is mom doing? Is mom good today?
So these dogs are really old and they have really bad arthritis. So
Not so much so when you walk in the room, the one gets up and leaves because you're too loud.
I know she does. Like
Uh-huh.
if I see something on TV and I laugh, and she'll be like, "Oh," and she gets up and leaves the room.
Right.
She's offended.
She's like, "This is quiet time."
I've got a bonus question for you guys. So when I get home, whenever that is, I immediately strip off all my clothes. I come in the garage and I go right, literally 6 feet. There's the kitchen table. I peel off my clothes and lay everything across the kitchen chair. So you're talking shirt, t-shirt, pants, socks, and I'm down to just a pair of underwear. That's all I got on. And the warden decides to follow, to not come into the house and she's out to checking mail or some shit. I don't know what the hell she's doing. I go in the house, and of course, I'm in my normal routine. I'm stripping down. I'm in my underwear, standing there, right 6 feet from the door. She opens the door with the garage open. And I said, "Hey, goddamn it, the neighbors can see," and she blamed me.
Yeah, that's on you.
That's my
That's on
routine.
you.
Why is that your routine?
Now, why are you getting naked?
I want to be comfortable when I'm in my
Are you
house.
decontaminating? Like,
I just want to be comfortable.
Pants are optional when you walk in. Steve, I'm with you.
I'm
You
hot.
can't make it to a
Yep.
bedroom or a bathroom.
I'm hot
to
when I'm
a
outside.
hamper.
Then I get in, and it's so cool, and I just want to be like, oh, I want to get that blowing up around
I
the
totally
nuts
get
and
that. The
all
first
those
thing-
areas that need to be cooled
Yes.
down.
Yes.
I'm with the warden.
but it's on you.
Shouldn't she have hit the garage, knowing that I'm going to be stripping down right there? Hit the garage, let it close, and then
Yes.
open the door.
I would be like,
Yes.
Or wait a
you can
little
take-
bit. Check the
can
mail
take-
twice. I don't know.
No, you can take 10 minutes to walk to the damn bedroom or bathroom,
God
wherever the
damn it,
hamper
it's
is, and
so
throw your
much.
shit in the hamper.
It's
Be
so
naked
much
in
effort. It's so much effort. I just
No.
want to strip down.
For minutes.
Tim, you're with me on this one, right?
I'm 100% with you. The warden can have some accountability, knowing the routine, because that's the only thing that you really have in your life. That's
Exactly.
yours. That's
Exactly.
it. Is my routine of when I take my pants off, and it's right when I
Right.
walk in the house. Everything comes off.
I literally
I
have
my
to get
kids like,
dressed.
how'd you get out of your clothes so fast?
Right. That's what
I'm
I
with
do.
you.
I
You can have
to get
one
dressed
bit of
to come to this.
accountability on
Yeah,
this.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. This is all I've got.
yeah, I'm not mad. I just don't understand. Like, it reminds me of the folks that get naked at hot springs, and I always think to myself, like, are shorts that uncomfortable? Like, I don't get it. Is it
It's a little
like
weird. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That looks like that's an inviting behavior for some other type of activity, Lenny, is what that
Oh,
is.
there
That's
you go.
just not,
So,
there's other motivations on that.
McNew, you famously drop your pants and stuff when you get in your house. and
Yes,
walk around. But what? So, but
I
you
don't
just
leave them in the kitchen. Like, I'm not mad about you for being naked at home. I'm mad that you're leaving shit in the kitchen and not in a hamper where it should be.
Well, that way I can get it. If I'm going back out, I'll eventually get it to the hamper. My job is to get it in the hamper. But I'm like, what if someone knocks at the door? I got to have I don't want to throw it in the hamper and then be like, oh shit, here comes. So that way I just run to the kitchen real
Pull a
quick.
blanket over the couch and make someone else answer the door. I'm not getting up after that point.
My wife, she doesn't answer the door because she's an accountant. She doesn't like
I guess
talking
they
to
can
people.
fuck off and they shouldn't have rang the doorbell that day.
I've seen the warden answer the door at the Akeley household, and I know there was a firearm
Yeah,
in hidden
oh, yeah.
view from me just in case. So
Yeah.
yeah, the warden does not answer the door very often.
Right. She
I
had
don't-
to with Tim, but yeah, she wasn't happy about it. Yeah.
Yes.
Nope,
If I'm
not
not
at all.
someone, I don't answer the door. Like, did you text me? Was I expecting a package? No reason to ring my doorbell. Leave a note. Bye. I'm not
This is
answering.
like your voicemail comment. I got to go back to this. This is a whole nother topic. I got a whole problem with not listening to a voicemail.
No.
I've got a few people in my family that do the same thing. I'm like, well, how else do you expect me to communicate with you if you don't answer your text, don't answer an email, you don't answer your phone? I leave you a freaking voicemail. I'm like, how? And you're going to throw that back at me?
Right.
The whole voicemail thing. I
On the
get
clear
it.
side, I don't want to communicate with you right now.
Okay. Well, good. After a well-spirited discussion, I'm glad to see you guys all agree with me. The warden was wrong. She should have closed the
Yes.
garage door and then opened up.
Should've.
And not exposing me in my drawers to all the neighbors.
No.
That's
You know,
ridiculous.
Steve, they say you either have naked neighbors or you are the naked neighbor. You became the naked neighbor. It's fine. Just own it. You're the naked neighbor
Yes.
now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yes, I am that person. That's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I have walked outside to do things, and I'm like, I'm looking around. Nobody's there. I'm good. If they say so, be it.
Yeah. At some
Thank God for tree cover.
At some point, you don't care. You don't care.
No, you want
All
to
right.
drink this in? By all means.
Exactly. Yeah. That's on
And
you.
it's your fault for looking at some point. Don't blame me.
I
Don't
agree.
look
There is some satisfaction knowing you're in somebody's nightmares every day from then forward. So there is something to say about that. So
This
I
is true.
digress.
This is true. Well, on that note, guess what, gang? It is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? We're going to start with Kathy Cool. Kathy Cool.
Okay. I'm going to open up this Rye 3 whiskey cast strength Madeira finish.
Tasty.
Oh, nice.
Bringing the game, Lenny. I'm bringing the game.
That was solid.
Listen,
That was solid.
Lenny was unfazed. He actually smirked when that pop went off. He said, nah, I got this. That's a nice try.
Yeah,
All right. We'll let Tim go next because he's having a good time. We'll ruin his night by
Exactly. Just completely piss on my show. So I'm enjoying some 10th Mountain single malt whiskey, their first batch.
Okay.
There we go. Sway it on the set, please. It was beautiful over here. It was cute. It was boisterous.
No.
And it doesn't come through. Son of a bitch.
Right. I've got the most famous whiskey out of Colorado. I've got Breckenridge, the Powder Hound. Yeah, people love it. People love it. Here we go. Sway on the set. It was good. Kathy's was pretty great. So she's got the lead still. All right, McNew's next.
I have some Hard Truth Hills Henry A. Sipes bourbon.
Okay. Tied with me, which I'm behind Kathy. So that means Kathy still has the lead. Lenny, you're last but not least. This thing can be yours. What do you got?
Yeah, well, I was down in Denver yesterday and working, visiting some accounts, and picked up some new acquisitions in anticipation of this show.
God damn.
I actually, I didn't know these guys were out in Colorado, but Taconic, they're out here now.
Oh, cool.
So I scored a bottle of their bourbon, the Cabernet cask finish.
I didn't hear anything. I don't know about you, Kathy. Did you hear anything? I don't think it came through.
Sound. In fact, I feel like the hand motion and the lack of sound were off.
Oh.
I feel like there's AI involved.
You think he's cheating? We'll have to do an investigation.
Yeah, I chat GPT'd my cork pop.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, there you go.
That's been my secret all along.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
congrats,
Lenny.
Lenny. Cheers.
Cheers.
All right. We'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about this discovery in some walls in Arizona and what happened. We'll do that in just a few. Let's talk about the people who make these shows happen. First up is the ABV Barrel Shop. It is the most unique shopping experience in the world of bourbon, as the ABV Barrel Shop only sells single barrels. Owners Steve Akeley and Jim Fosnot select. With over 100 distilleries on board to sell us barrels, we are home to the most unique and diverse barrel pick selections in the bourbon world. By signing up for our email, you will always know what we have in stock. In addition to the single barrels, we'll have a gift shop featuring ABV Barrel Shop as well as ABV Network merchandise. We are partnering with vendors like Art Eatables and Old Man Bay Signs to bring you unique items you can't find anywhere else. We will also have a 24-seat classroom where we are offering educational and fun classes like Breakfast and Bourbon, a series where we pair donuts and bourbon, customer barrel picks, and opportunities to learn from master distillers and other bourbon dignitaries. Best of all, we feature a tasting bar where you can try before you buy. All of this is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. If you are in the St. Louis area, please stop by to say hi. If you're traveling in from outside the area, please take advantage of our hotel rates with the Drury Inn and Pear Tree Inn, less than a mile from our shop. This can be done via the links in our Visit St. Louis section on our website. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to plan your trip. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. Hi, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network. We're sponsored by the Stave and Thief Society. This is where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge a bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification program available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Okay, let's talk about the Neely Family Distillery. In 2018, I met Royce Neely at an industry event. He started appearing on our shows, and we became friends during my frequent trips to Kentucky. Today, he is amongst the leaders of young distillers leaving their mark on the bourbon industry. A visit to Neely Family Distillery yields insight on their unique family history, why their products are special, and gives you the opportunity to taste their whiskey, moonshine, and creams. Check them out at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com or visit them in Sparta, Kentucky.
Hi, this is Mr. Bill. You're listening to Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about some hidden treasures in some Arizona walls.
Yes, we are. So you're talking about cash, over $50,000 in cash. They had an old bottle of James E. Pepper from like 1960 or something like that, which is pretty cool. That was full sealed, that type of thing. And then there were some other things in there, some trivial things, and a book, and then there was kind of like hints to they thought might be like a treasure type of hunt type of thing, and the people then, of course, I don't know, they alert the media, which, of course, when you alert the media, guess who else watches the media? Well, the IRS. And of course, they got to get their share of that $50,000. So that ends up being a very expensive story for you. You figure at least 25% to probably 35%, then gone, because you have to go on and talk about it on TV. I tell you that's not my thing. So, yeah. So
minutes of fame.
Yep. So they got their 15 minutes for sure. So, interesting, right? I mean, hard to believe that.
I mean, you guys can't tell, but I've been putting sledgehammer holes in every wall of the house.
Just checking.
Ever since this came out, looking for what might be in there.
Yeah.
So far, I got nothing.
Have you ever hidden anything in walls? Because I mean, I've only had one other house, but at this house, I've also hidden a few things around, like empty bottles. Because I always figure, you ever see someone who finds like an old bottle at a house and they're like, there's probably the old man would get up there and sneak it from his wife and all that and be drinking up there. Yeah. So I always do that in my house is I hide these bottles around in these really hard to find places, and hopefully eventually someday I'll find it and they'll construct their own story of what they think happened. In reality, I'm just putting the bottles in there to mess with them. Down the road.
Love that.
Yeah,
we used to, as a kid, when they would re-wallpaper a room, we would write our names under where the wallpaper was going. But nothing, I didn't hide anything in walls.
Nothing.
Probably drop some things down vents.
Okay.
HVAC vents.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just wrote our names on the subfloors when we redid the floors. We haven't hidden anything substantial or weird yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Write anything in like blood with like a trail of something, like It Was Dwight or something like that in that Office episode with Jim when they went to Tallahassee.
We have one more room to replace the floors in, and now I'm going to make it weird.
Have like a chalk outline of Mr. McNew.
Our bedroom's the last room, so I can make it real bloody and weird. So we're gonna be like, what happened to these people in here?
Bloody handprints with like pulling across the floor.
Like some weird symbols and all kinds of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Writing red rum and Tide on the wall so it only shows up on a black light.
Yes.
Little things like that. Those are fun.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I didn't know that about a black light and Tide. That's good to know.
You take Tide or laundry detergent. You can write messages on the wall, and when it dries, you can even wash it, like I'm going to wash over it a little bit, but a black light it'll illuminate.
Oh, that'll be fun for Halloween. I didn't know that worked. That's good to know.
Well, that's good to know. Yeah.
And it keeps your walls.
Yes. Interesting. What would you guys do if you found this type of money?
I'm not saying shit to the media or the IRS. They can.
That is a weird one. Yeah.
I'm not saying anything. If you want to go on that treasure hunt, I would really be more interested in the map.
You would be into that? Yeah.
Because I'm going to take that $50,000 and fuck off work for a couple months and go follow this map.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to do.
Remember that old guy? And eventually someone found the treasure, supposedly. But it was kind of weird how it all went down. Remember the old guy?
People were dying looking for that.
More than one person died looking for it. Yeah.
Wasn't it in the Grand Canyon or something?
I'm going to back out. I'm not going to go climb mountains for it, but I'm going to try to follow it a little till it gets weird.
What amount of money would it take for you to climb a mountain to get it?
Yes. There's got to be a dollar amount, McNew.
I mean, I feel like if you give me $500,000 up front for 6 months, so I can have a good 6 months, and then I have to go climb a mountain, I'll be like, it's fine if I die. I had a good 6 months. Because I'm not going to survive climbing a mountain. I know this. So
what mountain are you talking
I want to have a good time
like Everest?
before I die.
I mean, certainly you could climb a mountain.
Which mountain? I don't think it's going to go.
Now
well.
we need a mountain.
How about?
I feel like McNew, if she ever has to climb a mountain, she's got to go climb the Grand Tetons.
Yeah, that's.
Yes.
I don't know why. I don't know why. There's no
It just feels right, Steve.
It feels right for McNew. I feel
feels
like
right.
McNew should be on the Grand Tetons.
Those are
That'd be a photo op right there. Here's McNew on the Grand Tetons.
A highly technical climb.
I don't know why. It's a thing though.
I'm gonna need somebody that's good at Photoshop for the 4th of July.
I'm good at Photoshop.
Graphic designer. Lenny's gotcha.
Either the Grand Tetons or the old tight Butte, one or the other, you know.
Yes. So, so that'd be good. So, yeah, this thing is it's a weird one. What do you do with the bourbon? Do you just hang on to that? I think you drink that, right? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I think you first call the Revival Bottle Shop and get a sponsorship, and then you
Okay.
bring it over to Brad and say, "Hey, Brad, what does this do for us?"
right?
Yeah,
That's what
you
do.
absolutely get Brad involved because he's going to be so hyped about this. Like, just Brad getting excited is worth letting him know.
Well, he's always
But-
at a level 9.8, so
I love him
you
so
can
much.
easily take him over
Be
10.
in 11.
Yeah, take him
Or
over.
you-
do you do a
11.
cage match between Wes and Brad, and whoever wins and walks out gets the bottle for an event?
That's worth
So,
it.
Brad, why not Wes and Lenny? That's your
No,
cage
because
match right
Wes
there.
is the dusty guy. Wes and
Oh.
Brad are the dusty guys. It works out.
Yeah, I feel like Wes would win.
Okay.
Probably.
That
Yeah.
disappoint you?
Okay. What about speaking of cage match? So what? Supposedly it's going to happen now. Zuckerberg versus
Elon Musk?
Zealand, yeah.
Oh, Elon's getting his ass kicked.
You think so?
I
He's
think so.
doughy. He's definitely doughy.
He's doughy. Yeah.
Zuckerberg actually knows jujitsu.
But he's like 5'4", like Lenny.
I know.
It don't mean much when you have a
That
wingspan
means
like
he can
Elon.
sweep. He can sweep better. He can get them legs.
I think it's going to be interesting.
I don't see it ever happening.
First,
I think
I
they
don't-
both
they-
send in a proxy.
They both have too much money to.
When you're a
wanna
billionaire,
hurt
you just
themselves,
send in
yeah.
somebody
They
else.
already have clones, so they just send in the clones.
Yeah, you just
Send
pick
in
one. Which
the clones.
today? That's the one that's going.
So
What, Elon's 6'1", Zuckerberg's 5'9", 5'7", 5'9", something like that.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
There's a pretty good distance
I think
between the
that's
two.
Right. Yeah, we'll see. And is Zuckerberg real? I mean, like Elvis was like a triple black belt or something. But again, it's all, I'm gonna chop you across the throat next. And of course all his underlings, just fall down and be like, oh, you're the best. Oh, yeah, here's another black belt, Elvis. You're just the best. And then you see him on the stage doing his karate moves. It's just like, oh my God, it's hilarious. Yeah. There's videos I could watch. I always say I want to buy a TV network sometime. I want to do programming. And at 3 a.m, from 3 to 3:30 in the morning, is Elvis doing karate. That's all it is. That's the show. 3 to.
I would pay for that streaming service.
I know. That's a good show. Elvis doing karate. Just pull it all out. Every
That
footage.
might might make me a morning person. I'll be like, you know what?
I know.
Gotta go to bed early. Gotta get up at 3. Gotta
And
watch all
Elvis
this.
doing. He's all. So Elvis was definitely a fascinating guy. Whether you like his music or not, and I'm not a huge fan of the music, but I am a huge fan of Elvis, the persona, and stuff like that. It's
Elvis
just
culture.
cool.
That was
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. All right. Well, on that note, we're going to wrap this one up like we always do by talking about where people can find us. Kathy, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram. I am KK Cask Strength.
All right, Tim.
You can find me slumming and eating meatball sandwiches with shredded cheese on Instagram at SwyGuy2112.
I'm not mad at meatball sandwiches. I feel like that's a step up from the basic ass sandwich.
Okay.
Look at that, starting to back down.
Yeah, Tim trying to swoop in and grab up Lenny's audience. It's like when Bud Light says we don't care about our stupid customers.
like
They're all a bunch of frat boys, and then they all leave, and they're like, "Wait a second! No, we didn't mean that. We like you guys." Yeah, so now Tim's trying to grab him. Now Lenny's like, "Oh, no, that's a good sandwich." Yeah, we see what's happening. We see it.
Read the tea leaves, Steve. Nobody said you
I
weren't
know.
good.
Right. Lenny, how about you? Where can people find you?
You can find me and the rest of Deerhammer on social media at Deerhammer, on the web at deerhammer.com. And if you're in St. Louis area, you should for sure stop by the ABV Barrel Shop to grab some Deerhammer single barrel. But if you're not there, you should hop on Sealbox and order up some badass Deerhammer bottlings.
Oh yeah, he's got Sealbach money now, so he's hard to deal with. So yeah, he's
So-
Part of
Put
the
a book
seal
on the
box.
shows.
Well, well,
Yeah.
surprised he's
new
on here.
acquisitions.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably part of his Sealbach contract. They're like, you're still doing the Bourbon Daily, right? He's like, oh yeah, I basically run that show. And they're like, oh yeah, be sure to be on there and plug it. Sealbach. Thank you. That's the
Otherwise,
biggest
no
audience
deal.
out there. Yeah. All right, McNew, how about you?
I am on Instagram at McNew ABV, and in some weird fantasies, climbing the Grand Tetons.
For me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, that thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. We put all of our previous shows. We put our blogs, newsletters, things like Bourbon Zeppelin, so much more, abvnetwork.com. And come by and see us, ABV Barrel Shop. We'd love to have you come in the shop, see what we have going on, taste some of our whiskey, and then of course, maybe buy a couple of bottles as well. So check us out online, abvbarrelshop.com. McNew, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. And if you like what we're doing, we ask that you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For audience, we're going to have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
Hey, everyone.
Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's talk about some great companies that support the ABV network. First up is Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you want to experiment on the stove in your kitchen or you're looking for a bigger setup in your backyard, owner Russell Creed and his team can help. They have multiple still offerings, accessories, and even grain from their partners at Goldstone Mill to assist you in making whiskey on par with your favorite distillery. They can also help you with some fabricated parts you probably can't make yourself if you are attempting a DIY still project. Learn more or order your still or parts at moonshinestillpro.com. Last but not least is the ABV Barrel Shop. While we don't get to play in the allocated bourbon game because we aren't selling the other products you have to do to get those, we do have access via our friendships in the bourbon industry to some really cool stuff. Have you ever seen your favorite craft distiller selling some really cool limited offerings only in their gift shop? I'm talking things like the hazmat offering Distillery 291 did for their 10th anniversary, or Neely Family Distillery's Papaw's birthday barrel. They don't have enough of it to send it out to distributors, so they only sell it via their gift shop. Well, companies like Distillery 291 and Neely Family Distillery have agreed to sell us 2 or 3 cases of these offerings moving forward, meaning our store will have the access to some of the rarest whiskeys in the world. Way more difficult to come by than the allocated bourbon offerings with the national release. Yes, they will be extremely tough to come by, but if you're a customer of our store, you'll have a chance to get them. Get signed up for our email or text list over at abvbarrelshop.com so you don't miss out.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.